What's up, everybody, and welcome to What's the Word? What's the Word, where we find out what the word is.
The word.
I have a word for every episode.
Yep.
Did I tell you that?
Yeah, you kind of broke it down for me a little bit. Word for every episode.
Okay.
Beyond that, that's going to be on you.
Right. And I didn't tell you today's word yet, though. So we're going to be talking about the heart, as you know.
Yeah.
But today's word is gravitas.
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 You ever heard that word?
It rings a bell. I don't think I could give it a meaning. If I had to guess, I would say it has something to do with gravity.
Yeah.
Just breaking down the word.
Well, yeah, the it's almost like a feeling of gravity or something. The definition is dignity, seriousness, or solemnity of manner. So
it's used as an adjective to
Yeah.
describe a person then.
or it's a noun, I guess. It's
Is it a
dignity,
noun?
seriousness. Yeah. Gravitas is dignity, seriousness, or solemnity of manner. So I figured to kind of set the tone for the show, I do this show because I want to have meaningful, serious conversations, things that really matter to people, things we're
Yeah.
passionate about, our real thoughts,
Yep.
want to be real and authentic and meaningful. So figured this was a good way to set the tone for the show. Gravitas.
Gravitas.
Gravitas, yes. And not to mention, it's said by one of my idols now. I'm a big fan of Bob Odenkirk and
Okay.
Better
Okay.
Call Saul, one of my
Yeah.
favorite shows of all time.
Yeah.
He always says that when he's about to enter a room or something, you're going to get into a really serious situation
Mm-hmm.
or talk or something. He's like, gravitas. He says to himself.
I feel like that maybe that's what it is then. Does he say it in Breaking Bad? Because I know I have heard the use
Probably
of that
so.
word, and I felt like it was on a television show.
Yep.
So
That's
I'm
probably
wondering
it.
if that's not where it's from. Or like an old-timey, like my girlfriend likes to watch that Bridgerton show. I don't know if it's on Netflix. I think it's called Bridgerton. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
But it kind of seems like they're like a royal family, and it kind of seems like I have gravitas. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
yes. Gravitas. I have people
This
gravitate
is a good word.
toward me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And but we want to discuss the heart today.
Yeah.
I proposed that, and you said, well, sure. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Because I just figure what more important, I don't know. To me, it's like the heart is it's like the source. It's the source of us, it's our core, our deepest core.
It is the source of at least our life. Yeah.
Yeah, it's our
Yeah,
life
no,
source.
That was the one thing that I told you that I was going to mention was the fact that all these ancient cultures kind of up until a certain point in time looked at the heart as very the source of your soul,
Right.
the seat of the soul. A lot of
yeah.
the Egyptians, that's what it was weighed in at
The feather of
Judgment
truth?
Day. Yeah, the feather.
Hmm.
What was it, an ostrich feather? Is that what it was today? I think they
Maybe.
used an ostrich feather. But yeah, all these ancient cultures kind of looked at the heart as like that's you. That's your being.
Right.
That's where your essence is. That's where you come from.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I wasn't even aware of how focused ancient cultures were on that.
Yeah.
How
They had a weird way of, and I don't know. You never know. History could be very misled.
right, but you've retained that information, from what you've learned,
Yeah.
and I love that because I'm
Well, we're kind of led to believe that they're kind of, not as developed or
Right.
scientifically advanced as we
Right.
are, and they very obviously were.
right.
So, but it doesn't seem like they fully knew what the heart was doing, but they knew it was important.
Right.
And
Well, and that's what I love about ancient cultures. I mean, they might not seem advanced in some ways, or many people don't
Yeah.
think so. Ancient, we've come so far since then.
Mhm.
When in reality, they were maybe very much more in touch with their surroundings and nature, and earth.
yeah, I believe they were myself.
And probably themselves, maybe, their body, their heart, they maybe listen more to their own heart or something,
Yeah.
They were more in tune with themselves and their surroundings. I just feel that. So that's why, yeah, I love learning about them. It's been a long time since I've studied Egypt.
Yeah, the ancient cultures, they knew. They knew. Like I said, they might not have known that it was literally keeping you alive. I'm sure they knew in a roundabout way. I don't know. I'm not positive on that.
Yeah.
And haven't studied enough.
Right.
But they definitely did, especially like the Egyptians, the Hindus. The Hindus were another big one that feel that the heart is, where the source of your soul is. It's your root. It's where you are. But
I love that. Yeah, and that's how I feel. My Facebook tagline or whatever you call it, bio at one point was living from the heart or whatever, from the heart. I think that was, which is that's how I try to live my life, because that's how we're all connected and we're all the same. That's what I look deeper than the exterior.
And at least when you're doing it from the heart, it's genuine, and it's going to be taken that way. There's not going to be any questionable.
Right.
No one's going to question you if they know you're doing everything with the heart.
Right.
Which I do get that from you. So.
Yeah, thank you. Likewise. Same from you. And because, it's just the way you kind of talk to people. It's when we're in each other's presence, you can feel whether someone's genuine or not,
Yeah.
So,
vibrations.
Yeah.
What was the electromagnetic field you were talking about before we started? That might be kind of what it has to do with. And
right. Yeah, according to Heart Math Institute, a facility collection of academics that study the heart and maybe things not commonly studied, in medicine and whatnot, little deeper studies, different studies, energetic studies of the heart. They've determined that it generates an electromagnetic field, and it's the strongest field generated by the body. The brain generates a field, muscles, anything that uses electricity, our muscles use electrical pulses to function, and so they all generate fields, but there's a strong field generated by the heart that encompasses our entire body and extends out from our body. So that's, I think, kind of why we feel each other's energy, when we're in each other's presence and our fields are connected like that. Whether or not we're aware of it, there's a connection occurring.
Kind of like you've heard of chakras.
Yeah.
Heart chakra.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be one of the more powerful chakras there is. There's the heart and the crown, I do believe.
Yeah.
I think
crown,
it's the heart and the crown.
It's the crown, maybe the top. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's great because I'm getting chakra alignment or whatever.
Okay.
Chakra massage.
Okay.
Sunday. Yeah.
Sunday. That's cool.
Yeah.
Like is it the Reiki? Reiki?
Yes, that's it. Yeah, Reiki rather. Yeah.
Reiki.
So,
okay.
which I believe entails the chakras. I just kind of threw chakras in there, but it's Reiki energy.
Yeah.
Reiki energy master, I guess, which I've always been interested in. See, that's the kind of things I'm interested in, is how we can use our energy to help each other, heal.
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of think of myself as a healer, I want to be. I just want to help anybody who's in pain in any way,
Yeah.
Any struggle, any suffering. I just want to help in any way I can. So I think of myself as a healer, and I focus on my heart to start from the heart and go from there.
I feel like that's the most logical place for healing to come from. So I think you're off to the right start.
Thanks.
That whole metaphysical, or if that's what you want to call it, kind of occult, I guess.
Right. People look at it that way if it's not.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't line up with, stereotypical boundaries that people set for themselves, then it's going to kind of be metaphysical or occult. Or if there's not particular science that can prove it, there's just a little, maybe, this is proving that, but we can't accept it as such.
Right.
But I feel you. I have been probably the last 5 years. I've been so much more interested in that stuff and natural healing and
awesome.
Whatever.
Yeah.
There's something there.
I think it's the source calling to us. It's like nature. Nature is the source. Our heart is the source. It's like
Nature is the source.
Go closer to the source, yeah, to heal
Maybe,
or
yeah.
just answers. You know, if we have questions in our mind, go out in nature and just listen. And just
You ever gone backpacking?
not really, and that's
No.
sad because I really should. I
just-
would love to.
I recently started. I went a couple times last year with a couple friends and on the Appalachian Trail,
Oh, awesome.
and yeah, I highly recommend that.
Yeah.
It's an experience.
Yeah. Wow, that's cool. How long were you out there?
I would only go for a couple days at a time. I think the longest I was out there was 4 days.
Okay, so you camped maybe 3 nights or something, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
3 nights, and then
One night kept going, next
yeah,
night.
we would just start at a trailhead in one town, park my car somewhere else, and then get a ride to that trailhead, and then hike back to my car, or the
Nice.
opposite of that, get a ride back to the car.
Yeah.
And some of them ended up being like 40 miles of hiking that we would be doing in 3 or 4 days. And
Wow.
some of the
That's awesome.
I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I was going to say I would love to. I might need some more time for
No, yeah.
I don't know how I can hike anymore, man.
No, because man, it's rough.
Yeah.
It is rough. Like, I feel like I'm not that out of shape, but at the end of some of those days, it was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not a mountain climber.
Woo. Man.
I'm not a mountain climber.
But that's good exercise you got. I mean, that's probably one of the best exercises, honestly, when it's like an easy, it's not a lot of
no, it's
force on the body.
and it's peaceful.
Slow climbing.
Yeah, being
peaceful,
like
yeah.
you said, being out in nature, kind of going back to the source is always going to be healing and
Mm-hmm.
probably realign all your chakras,
Right.
except maybe your root or your sacral or the
Right.
bottom chakra.
Right. I wonder about that. I need to learn more about them all, and I'm interested how Sunday will go. My session Sunday I'm sure that'll bring a lot of insight.
Is it around here? Are you going around here? Or you have to kind of go travel a distance for it.
Maybe Dayton,
Okay.
but yeah, not too far. Yeah, somebody I've met recently through a group of people who are like driven, positive-minded people, like-minded people. To me, it's great to give and receive and reciprocate this energy of positivity, love, encouragement, to each other. It's like a community, a family of people. It's awesome.
Yeah, there's always someone building you or tearing you down.
Right.
Even if it's behind your back, there's always going to be some type of negativity being thrown your way.
Right.
So when you find someone that encourages you and builds you up, and
Right.
it's always a very positive thing.
Yes.
Especially in today's times. People seem a little bit off anymore. And
I know. People are, yeah.
maybe it's because there is a reawakening in the heart going on, right?
I'll
Hopefully.
take it. Yes,
Hopefully.
amen. And you know what's crazy, man? I get so many crazy thoughts, and complexes, if you will.
Same.
Like, I don't know what the God complex is, but it's just because I was raised in church, and and then of course I questioned it, as in my adolescence.
Yeah,
It's like
of
stop
course.
going to church, and I'm not going to church now or anything, but just the fact of having that foundation of love. I'll say, God. People say God is love, so that's kind of how I think of it. But I don't resonate with either. I know there've been a lot of fear in church and stuff, fear
Yeah.
of going to hell and all that. So no,
Yeah.
I don't think we should give that our attention or focus, energy.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Wholeheartedly.
whole vindictive and just
Guilt, shame.
guilt. Yeah, the idea that there's a God that's gonna really actually weigh your heart, and say, "Oh well, I can't forgive you.
Right.
This is just unforgivable."
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
think
think
yeah.
God forgives, right? I mean, it's unconditional love.
I know if I created something,
no matter the
and
condition.
as much as it may irritate me or upset me, and I don't think I'd ever be like, "Oh well, man, gotta disown you.
Right.
Can't love you anymore." But even honestly though, if you look at some parents, they do it to their kids for a lot of different reasons.
Right.
So
It's crazy.
it's not unfathomable, but
right.
in my head it is. I don't know.
Right.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, I love the perspective. Yeah. But I was just going to say about the God complex thing, getting in my head crazy things, it's like I don't want to think I'm better than anyone or anything like that, and I hope I don't ever come off that way. I'm trying to figure out how to be a good healer, how to give good loving energy without seeming weird or, I don't know, any type of way. I just want to be perceived as genuine, for what I intend to be.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah. And I think
like I said,
everybody's that same way.
But if you're truly doing it from your heart, like we were talking about earlier, it's going to be recognized. Like if you're doing it, to put on a front or to improve your image, the image that other people see of you, and you're not doing it from your heart. That's when people pick up on it.
Right.
I think that, people are going to be able to tell you're healing from a positive place and not this holier, self-righteous kind of platform that's like, oh, I know the way, you must follow.
Right.
Because I don't think that's what you're doing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad you feel that. And
yeah, no, people will pick up on that.
Yeah.
The right people will pick up on that.
Right. Yeah, I'm glad.
And I don't think you have a God complex.
I'm glad.
If you're worried about that, because it is kind of one of those things where it's kind of you hear that someone has a God complex. It's kind of like, whoa. But
right.
No, I don't think you have that.
Yeah. I guess I don't even know if it means something else, but yeah, just thinking of yourself as a God, or putting yourself above anyone. No, it's not in any sense to be above anyone. It's that love of God that I learned growing up and that I've gotten to know over the years through self-reflection and, seeking answers, teachers, people from everywhere, people, TED Talks, everything, that have taught me everything. And my journal here, maybe we'll get into that one day. That's great.
The journals, aren't they great?
Yeah. Did you write much or anything?
Yeah, I didn't. So I write a lot of, like, I wouldn't call it poetry because it's not really like, I don't rhyme.
Okay,
I don't see the point in rhyming.
Yeah.
Like, to tell a story, I don't understand the point in rhyming. Here and there, I get it, but I still wouldn't call it poetry. Mm-hmm. It's kind of just broken thoughts.
Okay,
right, about a specific
letting the pen
topic.
flow some words.
So I do that a lot, and I try to do a lot of, like, short stories. I've got,
cool.
I've attempted to start novels, but never followed through with those.
Yeah.
But I never started. I always thought it was so, like, just self-absorbed to sit down and be like, oh, well, today was this for me, and if I just do this better, then this will be better. Right. Until COVID hit. Oh. And when I was sitting at home for 3 months doing nothing, I was like, you know what? I feel like this is going to be a good time to start being a lot more, like, introspective and about myself. Wow. And I realized that it's not all that self-absorbed at all. Right. It's a very good technique to get your feelings and your emotions and your thoughts at least off of your chest. Yeah. Writing. Yeah. Off your chest onto paper. Wow, I see what's actually going through my head every day. You know, you take a step back and see. Yeah. Which, I mean, so good. You talk about religion, and even that could be taken as God. That piece of paper. If you go off, cast your trouble on the Lord of Lords. If you're casting your troubles onto that piece of paper, then, that becomes your outlet. So it's kind of a weird little spin on what you're doing. Yes. It's kind of a form of prayer in a way, silent prayer. Right. It is, yeah. Silent, because, you don't need, unless you read it out loud after you write it. I would maybe do something like that. The rare occasions that I do read aloud. Practice. I'm gonna need to keep practicing. Hey, it is really hard. I'll have my girlfriend will have me read aloud to her sometimes. Some of the things I'm reading, incredibly difficult. Like it's a skill you lose as you get older.
Yeah.
I used to be okay at it when we were in school.
Oh, yeah.
No.
No,
you lose that skill.
Oh.
I start stammering over words and
Right.
But
Right.
yeah, so
Well, let me just practice a little bit. I'll just read a little off the paper and see how we get. So I did write the source. Okay, so the source for this is a YouTube video, Intro to Heart Math, which I mentioned earlier, Heart Math Institute. They say the heart starts beating before the brain and nervous system are developed. It has its own nerve cells similar to those in the brain. So, I mean, I think that's probably pretty widely known and agreed upon. I would imagine, that scientists know in the development of a human, the heart starts beating before the brain and nervous system. So it's like, it really is. It's the start.
That's interesting.
Yeah. They say the heart sends 9 times more messages to the brain than the brain to the heart. So it's like the conductor. That's what they say. It has the strongest rhythm in the body. It's like the conductor of the body. And this is known as entrainment. Maybe like it's training the rest of the body,
Yeah.
It's conducting.
Mm-hmm.
And there's heart rate variability, which is the heart's ability to make micro adjustments to the rhythm in the offbeats, which at first kind of struck me. I was like, wait, isn't it supposed to be, consistent rhythm or something? But I guess it's just these micro adjustments in the offbeats that is actually a strength. It shows a strong sensitive system, like your heart is sensitivity can be a strength,
Yeah.
All right.
It's definitely adapting to what's going on.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
So that was just a few bullet points there. Well, and then a few benefits of a high heart rate variability. So a high ability for your heart's ability to adjust, like these micro adjustments between the offbeats, is just a better sense of well-being, better physical and mental performance, better ability to reason wisely. You get better sleep, relaxation, and recovery.
So it kind of sounds like it's your heart leveling out its blood pressure.
Yeah.
Kind of. It sounds like the what you said would relate to blood pressure, like the calming of yourself if you're getting angry. Yeah. It has a way to, hold that blood pressure down or level it out. Yeah. So I wonder if that's what it's kind of talking about with.
Very well could be. Yeah, because I learned that. Yeah, the pressure is higher in the heart, and then lower throughout the body. It goes from the high pressure zone to the low pressure zone. So, which is probably common sense, but something I
wouldn't have thought it.
Didn't realize. Once I saw that, I was like, okay, blood pressure, and the high pressure in the heart, and then it pumps it.
No, that's what we were talking about. Like, you mentioned the heart, and I was like, we both know. We obviously know it's important. It keeps us alive.
Right.
It's one of the major organs that keeps us alive, at least. But like, how little we knew about it until we decided to sit down with each other and we start actually learning about it. Like, it is a very. I've always known that humans are complex, but we are very, very much incredible creatures.
We are.
Like,
and so
some
complex.
of the statistics that came off of looking just like what the heart does, like, what was it, like, I think it's 2,000 gallons of blood per day that the heart circulates.
Wow.
It's 100,000 beats per day.
Yeah.
And it's like, you wouldn't even think it does that.
I know, you just don't even think of that throughout your day. You're just whatever's in front of you. But really 100,000 times every day, it's like, wow. I don't even know if I've ever counted to 50,000 or 1,000.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know that I've ever tried to count to 1,000 even.
But your heart has. It's counted. Let me do the math here. 100,000 days times 32 years.
It's like 3.6. What is that? I don't even know. I can't do math right now.
I know, me neither. So enveloped by the heart is amazing. Mm-hmm. And the human body is amazing. The most amazing machine, if you look at it in the sense of being a machine, it's just so
Oh, it is a machine.
dexterous. Yeah, the level of dexterity and precision and control,
Yeah.
with the muscles.
Have you ever worked around stamping presses?
Yeah, I do as of now.
Oh, as of
Or,
now?
well,
Okay.
maybe, I don't know if they're stamping, but yeah, big presses.
Big presses that like push out parts, kind of.
Yeah.
So the timing on it.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? I really feel like, because I did maintenance on stamping presses for a while,
Oh,
and I really feel like to make those machines, someone like really analyzed the human body and was like, this only works because the timing is right.
right.
With the heart, if the timing is off, you're going to enter arrhythmia and your heart's going to start malfunctioning. So if
Right.
that's off, the rest of everything's going to be off.
Right.
So, yeah, it's kind of like I was talking to you about how life comes full circle. It just
Yeah.
seems like everything's related, and
Right.
to really
I believe it.
pinpoint the machinery, they looked at a human and were like, yeah, this is only going on because the timing's right with everything.
Right.
If the timing isn't right with something in the body, something else is going to go wrong and it's going to be off. And
Right.
So timing.
Right.
Yeah.
That is maybe the most important, I don't know, aspect of, maybe the body and life in general. It's like things happen. You could say God's perfect timing. It's like
Yeah.
things happen, and when they're meant to happen, whether or not we can fully understand why they're happening in this moment.
Do you even I wouldn't even want to understand why.
Oh, yeah, no. The question why
I used
is-
to, but no, not.
I don't ask that question
No,
anymore.
no,
Right.
I don't either. Why is not a question that
Yeah. No. And
I don't need to know why. It's just the way it is.
Right. Exactly.
So
Man, we really do see eye to eye on many things. This is great.
yeah, no, and I was positive as soon as you said you were starting a podcast, because it's been, like I told you, it's been a dream of mine.
Right.
Not a dream, but
Yeah.
an idea
that
of
would be
mine
cool.
for
And
a
now,
while. And you, as soon as you messaged me, I was all over it. But yeah,
that's
for
cool,
sure.
man.
If you're gonna start yours, I'll be a part of that. For
Yeah.
sure.
I'm glad, and maybe you'll start your own eventually if you want, or
We'll see.
anything. Yeah,
We'll see.
it can inspire you to do that, or something else. Trigger
Yeah, I'll have to pump up the volume.
Yeah, man.
Get inspired. I don't know if we can say
Yeah.
that on here or not, but
Yeah, I don't see why not. It is slightly dirty, but
Is it?
But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, he's like I said, a high school
okay.
student. He's talking dirty over the air, talk hard, talk dirty. Yeah, he's like just entertaining the kids in the school. But yeah, it's cool because he's passionate. He's confident speaking
exactly.
voice for the whole school, and yeah.
Passion.
What you know about passion? Yeah, what you passionate about? Yeah, see, it's like everybody likes to feel passionate about something, right? And that can be a struggle for many to, what's my passion? What's my direction in life? I definitely feel that, have felt that, feel it sometimes. It's like, I want,
Like you said, you want to heal, you just don't know how.
yeah,
I feel like we're probably a lot alike in that way.
yeah,
You want to heal, you just don't know the proper avenue to take to do
right,
what you feel you need to do.
right.
I get that for sure.
Yeah, I eat fairly healthy. I need to dial in, maybe the timing. See,
Mhm.
I said that we're always talking about food and stuff. My family and stuff. My brother's really passionate about health and food, nutrition as
Yeah.
well, because I do think that plays a big part in our health. I mean, why wouldn't it? It's what we're putting into our body.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it affect us? Just trying to be aware of that.
Is he a nutritionist, your brother? Is he?
No, no, not technically, but just
Could be.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, would be, yeah.
I
passion.
mean, I think you're well aware that degrees don't always necessarily equate to
Right.
knowledge. So just because a person doesn't have a
Has-
degree in nutrition doesn't mean they don't know the ins and outs
Right.
of nutrition.
Right. No, yeah. Just if they've been around it for a long time, they study it, they're passionate about it. Yeah.
Exactly, passionate.
Yeah. And so that is my passion, is to just love, heal, in any way I can, my surroundings, myself. So I just live through love and peace.
What have you ever talked to him about, like, Because in reading about the heart, I read, about the fibers that are attached to the sac of the heart, and they attach to different kind of parts of the. I think that's what people call the heartstrings. Maybe not positive, but like and they're mostly like collagen will help them stay intact, and triglycerides maybe was another thing that it mentioned. But have you ever talked to your brother about health, like heart healthy foods?
Probably, but yeah, probably not with a focus on the heart, like which ones are good for the heart. I'm trying to think of any off the top of my head. I know artery cleansing foods such as beets or asparagus. Anything that's artery cleansing, I think, is good. Because
I would say so. Yeah.
Because I just have this feeling, the blood is what most people's issues are from, like poor circulation. Their limb is in pain, or diabetes because you can't circulate. It's all, they got blockages. And so to promote good circulation,
I wonder if that's why it seems like asparagus is usually served with steak. Because of the red meat.
Right.
Going to clog you up.
Right.
The asparagus is going to unclog you.
Could be. Like, well, we're clogging you up, but here, just eat this. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. It'll work itself out.
Right. Yeah, and that's one theory I've heard is, that too much animal fat can clog the arteries, and that's what could cause diabetes. It's like the arteries are clogged, the sugar can't exit the bloodstream because it's clogged up. So that's just one theory, and we don't have to get into all that maybe for another episode. But it does tie into the heart and health.
Do you eat meat?
I do, but I try to limit it, I guess. What I would think is limiting it. Definitely not every day. I try to eat mostly plant foods, I guess. Whole foods, try to stay away from processed foods, which is a challenge, just being raised eating whatever, it was fine, whatever I ate, cookies or this or that, chips. And, there wasn't a lot of stress on nutrition, and it's fine. We had good homemade dinners now and then, of course, but, I'm just looking to what things I can control, to heal and improve my quality of life.
So, based off what it does sound like you're, at least on the dietary side, you're not specifically thinking about your heart, but it is, getting its benefits from how you are choosing to
I
eat
hope.
And what food you're choosing to put into your body.
Probably the green foods would be good too for the green heart chakra. Because I think, life probably could be more simple than we make it out to be. When we label things and study so deeply, it becomes complex and difficult,
I agree.
So I like the sense of the chakra, simple 7 points in the body, straight down your meridian, 7 colors, 7 types of energy, and these foods can heal these areas,
Yeah. You ever heard of Dr. Sebi?
Yes.
Yeah.
Love him.
Yeah.
Herbs.
Yeah. He's
Herbs
what was the what is his, is it an alkali diet? Is that what he's
alkaline?
That is commitment. I've looked it up, and have you ever looked at, have you ever tried to eat alkali? Have you ever tried to be that way?
Not officially, haven't gotten in that mental.
Don't worry, I haven't either. But I have looked it up. It does look really hard, though. It was a lot of grass roots and a lot of different types of seeds and roots, and but because
they've said disease cannot survive in an alkaline environment. Cancer cannot survive in an alkaline environment.
That's what they say. Anything pretty much can. Diseases.
Inflammation.
Inflammation. I'm glad you said that, because that seems to me like when you really look at the the causes of diseases, it seems like it has a lot to do with, extended inflammation in the body.
Right.
And mucus buildup, too,
Yeah.
is another one.
Yeah.
It seems to be like it's related to a lot
Yeah,
of,
I'm
especially cancers.
Guilty of that. I'm hacking up like a gooey,
I have been.
disgusting monster.
I feel like I've been doing that for 4 years. Like
Yeah.
ever since, I just feel like I've kind of in a way been sick for the last 4
Right.
years. Like always stuffed up. I don't
Yeah.
always feel. I don't know. Maybe it's in my head. Just with,
Right. I don't
everything
know.
going
Yeah, I
on
don't-
and whatnot. But
I don't know where that line is drawn. Yeah.
but I do. I took Mucinex for the first time ever
Oh, yeah?
last like 2 weeks ago.
Really.
Yeah, and it made me feel like $1 million. man.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, it did. I just feel like I just got everything out of me. And I just
Wow.
felt like wonderful.
Well, I might try that.
Yeah,
I usually am. I look towards the natural solution or whatever, but medicine can help. Modern medicine can help.
it can. And so that's what. Yeah, I mean, it kind of like. So I studied psychology, right?
Oh.
I did not finish. I kind of started to take a cynical view on college.
Mhm.
And like I was saying earlier, a degree doesn't mean anything.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it does. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it doesn't mean
Right.
anything, but it doesn't mean everything, I guess
Right.
is a better way to say that. But,
It's just another title and label for you.
yeah, so, I lost my train of thought.
Oh yeah, no. Well, you studied psychology.
Yeah.
We were talking about that. It happens to me all the time. It's fine. We'll just retrace our steps. Inflammation and Mucinex and medicine.
Medicine. So, yes. Thank you. That brought me back.
Oh, good.
But yeah, so the medicine, right? Food is medicine. I think Dr. CB is who said that. But at the same time, it's kind of like antidepressants to me, like
Yeah.
where you're only really meant to be on them for a certain amount of time
Yeah.
until you find a healthy approach to live your life
Right.
to where you can be consistently, maybe not always happy, but
Yeah.
at least in a manageable state, right? So that kind of is how I see all medicine now, is that, as long as I don't become dependent on it,
Right.
and
Yes.
I only use this Mucinex for the first 2 days that I'm sick or
Yeah.
whatever, and till I get the teas in me or the herbal,
Yeah.
whatever, the herbs
Yes.
or the better food
the
or the
deep-
vitamins, whatever.
Real true
So,
deep healing.
yeah,
yes.
exactly. For the natural immunity to start kicking in.
Mhm.
That's how I view it. So I do stick away from, I do
concur.
usually try to stay away from medicine
Right.
like that. But that's kind of my thought on it.
I
and I
agree.
don't-
I like it.
I don't know.
So
Yeah.
you used the Mucinex. Were you sick, or were you just like, let's see if this
I was
can
sick.
clear out? Oh, okay.
Oh, I was terribly sick.
Oh man,
Yeah, I was.
coughing up, nose running,
Yeah, no, it was.
pressure,
It was a weird.
sinus.
I don't know. It went around my workplace. Everyone had it. It was like the same exact symptoms. It was like a 4-day thing. Wretched. It was terrible. Terrible. I hope it's not something new coming around.
Yeah, no,
But
I don't think.
I started losing my voice, which was the weirdest symptom of it all.
Really.
Like, yeah, very crackly and like could barely get words out.
Oh man.
Like it was all just like right in my throat. Yeah, water. I couldn't get enough of it. The hot tea, the hot toddies with I put a little bit of scotch and honey in a lemon ginger tea. And that made me feel pretty good.
Nice. Good. Bounce right back.
Yeah, tried to, but
Yeah.
the inflammation and mucus do seem to be two very common factors to a lot of
Yeah.
diseases and
I've heard that.
general wear and tear on the body.
Right. Again, and I like that because it's a more simplified view. It's like it's just a matter of inflammation and where the inflammation is concentrated, find because I've heard the inflammation always goes to whatever the weakest point or wherever there is the most inflammation already.
Yeah.
That's the easiest point for inflammatory substances, foods or acidic foods to reach is that weakest point. So it's a matter of kind of locating these points of inflammation and focusing on them to try to heal them. Yeah.
Right. And it's kind of, I've never studied acupuncture, but it kind of seems like that's what, along the lines of what that would be trying to fix.
Right.
Is, locating energy centers and
Right.
kind of
Well, I'm glad you
jabbing a needle into it to see
Yeah.
what happens, see if it fixes anything.
That is interesting. I've always wondered about that. There's probably something to it, and I might be open to it one day.
Acupuncture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm open to a lot of things.
yeah, me too. Yeah, I mean, open-minded. At least consider it. Hear it out. Is this for me or not?
Yeah.
After you kind of hear a little about it. But lady doctor got her PhD from the Florida College of Integrative Medicine, in a degree in acupuncture and herbal medicine. She wrote an article with I just dotted a few points here. The heart has approximately 40,000 neurons and has the ability to process, learn, and remember. So that's...
And that was a doctor of acupuncture and herbal medicine?
Well, yeah. So she got her PhD from that program, I guess, acupuncture and herbal medicine. But she did, prior to that, she dual major, studied anthropology and psychology at Miami University. She was gonna get her PhD in that, but she said her mentor kind of recommended this, and so she has a little bit of both. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. It's
Yeah.
that coming full circle we were talking about.
Right.
That's weird.
And you study psychology? Yeah.
Well, no, I meant just that I had randomly brought up the acupuncture, and you had a note point on it.
I know. That was cool. Yeah, a little segue here. And I only jotted a few points from her article here. Share a couple more. From the inside, your heart emanates an extremely powerful toroidal energetic field, and it has been scientifically measured to go out as far as 5 miles from your heart. Now that's pretty crazy, isn't it?
That seems overkill.
Right. It could be, I don't
But,
know. But I mean, why is she claiming that it's been scientifically measured? How did they measure it?
That's a lot of, how did they measure that?
Right. I don't
But I'm not going to doubt it.
Right.
What evidence do I have to doubt it? You
Right.
know what I mean? So, I mean, you can feel a presence. You know what I mean? If you
Cheerios.
I've had
you
people.
don't know that it couldn't lower cholesterol.
Yeah, right. There's exactly. So it's like, have you ever interacted with a person that'll tell you like say you had been at a place earlier in the day, right? And then later on in the day, after you've left that place, you
at the post office.
Exactly. You were at the post office. And later on in the day, you talk to someone who is now at the post office, but you haven't been there for a little bit. And they'll be like, "Man, I just really felt like you were there."
Really?
Yeah. Have you never interacted with someone like that?
I don't know that I have.
Like your energy kind of stayed behind.
And I can feel it. Yeah. Maybe my friend is feeling that because he lives where I used to, and I really that previous home of mine. It was very special to me in many ways. I mean, it's a place I went growing up, but just it being my home recently, it was like my place of renaissance, self-reflection and renaissance, and becoming who I am today. It was very meaningful, a lot of gravitas going on there.
A lot of gravitas.
Yeah, a lot of dignity, seriousness, time, self-reflection, questioning, and wonderful things for my well-being.
Do you think do you ever, going back to the word of the day, the dignity, I kind of feel like that's something that's being lost, like dignity. Like I just feel kind of like everybody is just kind of like, not everybody, but a lot of people these days are just kind of walking around just kind of like, I'm not, without a care as to how they are.
Right.
Do you ever feel like your dignity is being tested?
Yeah, probably. I mean,
like, do you feel like there's something there that's just testing you in numerous ways that is also testing everyone else, and they're kind of just failing at it?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, we should yeah, we should care, self-care. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
like you said about people who don't have that dignity for themselves. Like, man, it's tough. Like, you got to take care of yourself or something. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
because I mean, I talk about nutrition to people, and they're like, "Yeah." They just like brush it off. They literally say that, or just like,
yeah,
"I've been fine." But then they tell me this list of health problems and pain they're going through, and I'm like, "Well, would you try something different, and maybe a change will occur?" You know? But they're like, "Yeah."
I mean, I will say though, like, recently I've been trying to. I told you I was looking up different ways to exercise, whatever, doing yoga and whatever, doing some strength workouts or whatever. But I noticed that, which stress is obviously a big impact on the heart.
Right.
It creates cortisol, and then that kind of
Stress
has
hormone.
its own way of plaquing up the heart and the arteries and veins and whatnot. But I do find that the more I try to change, the more stressed I become.
Oh, right.
So it's kind of like and I'm sure other people experience that. They're experiencing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, is it your heart kind of telling you like, whoa, dude, you know, slow down a minute because you are stressing me out. You just stick with what you know. Just stick with what you know.
Right.
Just stick.
Right.
Because I've noticed like and the more, you know, the more I don't want to say fail because it's not a failure, but
Learn.
yeah, the more I learn from my mistakes and changing, you know, it kind of stresses me out more. You know what I mean? It's kind of like,
Well,
it's hard.
yeah,
It's hard to
making
get
mistakes,
in.
even
Yeah,
though I know I'm getting better.
Exactly. It's hard. It's stressful, and it's kind of maybe that's why people stay in they kind of push off change or are reluctant to change because it's kind of stressing them out in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Because it is stressful.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, change it. Yeah. Especially if we're trying to heal and like open up things within us. It's like, oh my God, I don't want to go there.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I don't know what I have to open up. But I'm open to it. I'm open to finding out, you know.
How long have you been journaling?
Since like 2015.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's almost been a decade. Wow.
Yeah. So I'm sure that you've found that doing that has taken you down some pretty dark alleyways.
Yeah.
Within the self and thoughts and overcoming some patterns or.
Right. I probably haven't really delved into my darkness. You know, it's like I don't know what my darkness is. I have to get in touch with that more because, I mean, they say everybody has a light and dark side, and you can be in touch with our dark side.
Yeah.
Be okay with it, you know. So I need to kind of figure that out. But yeah, I don't know if I was going to read something here. Just kind of flipping through.
I was going to say I don't even think.
Trying to find my first entry, but maybe it was 2016. I think it was 2015. But okay, so you journal. Do you ever like journal like an entry, like writing, talking to yourself, or is it more like you said, just kind of the words, poetry, like cluster of words?
With the journaling?
Yeah.
No, with the journaling, I am definitely writing how I would speak, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
So yes, in a way, kind of speaking to myself, but more so just speaking to the blank page, the ether.
Right.
Getting it off my chest,
right.
Putting it out there. But I want it to be genuinely me. So I want it to be as close to how I would sound as possible.
Right.
Which, yeah, sometimes my writing is crazy because like I do write how I speak. And my punctuation becomes very odd. I might throw in semicolons or commas or colons where they don't need to be.
Wait, life is happening at incredible rates. Well, really, it's the same rate as always, of course, semicolon. However, punctuation, yeah, things I learned
Just
in school.
they feel natural.
This time in my life feels significant as if a renaissance.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was in 2016. So wow, it's
Yeah.
this renaissance, which translates to rebirth,
Yeah.
has been occurring for years. It's a process, and
It
I'm
is a whole process. It'll.
just glad that it's happening. Glad that it's occurring in my life.
It's and it's nice to see that, you know, it's manifesting it. I mean, you're
Right.
manifesting it. You know,
It is.
there's certain things that I'll look back into some of my journals and I'll see and I'll be like, wow, this actually came to fruition.
Yeah.
And I didn't really feel like I did anything to make it come to fruition. It's just it's putting your intention behind it.
Right.
You know, putting your intention behind it. That's all I can really say about it.
Right.
Is
Well, no, I agree
your
because,
intent.
yeah, and that's kind of what you said about the people who just don't seem to have like dignity. It's just like they don't care.
Yeah.
They're just suffering and they don't care. It's,
Yeah, they're suffering or they're walking around like they're the only ones that matter and that everybody else's time or lives or energy
Right.
is not important.
Oh,
and
man,
it's just
no.
kind of like
I dislike that.
I do too.
People who are
Yeah.
like, who have to put themselves up by
yeah,
rejecting others or something.
putting
be
others
like,
down or
Sorry, I don't have time for you. It's like,
Yeah.
really?
yeah.
Honor. I like to honor and acknowledge every soul who crosses my path. It's like
Yeah.
equally.
That's yeah. I agree. I've always looked at like intelligence. People will be like, "Oh, do you think this person's intelligent?" Well, yeah, I'm sure they are, and I'm sure they're smarter than me because I'm sure that pretty much every single person on earth has at least one thing they could teach me or tell me that I
Oh, yeah.
don't know.
Right.
So in that sense, they are smarter than me.
Right.
Or someone is always going to be. There's something that
You got it right.
you,
Got your mind right, kid.
I don't know that.
Right.
But they know that, and they taught me that.
Right.
So
Yeah. To
Yeah.
be open to learning. Yeah. And yeah. Everyone can be a teacher or a student.
Yeah.
Depending on how we want to be.
Yeah,
Do we
it's-
want to learn something from someone?
it's your attitude.
That's
you
it.
know? It's how you carry yourself. Are you going to be? I already know that.
Right.
I already know that. There's a Zen Buddhist term. It's going to slip me.
Well,
But it just means it means kind of learn everything, no matter if you know it like the back of your hand, like it's new, or approach everything like it's new.
I wonder how you do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
How you approach
The
something
Zen-
if you know it like the back of your hand.
The Zen Buddhists are very interesting people.
Right. Oh man,
It's just kind of
That's another-
to me. It's like keeping
I
that
see myself.
childlike innocence.
Amen. I'm glad you said that. I agree wholeheartedly, 100%. Keep that childlike innocence and imagination.
Yeah.
Way of seeing the world. Yeah, it's all new and exciting.
Exactly.
Remember being a kid and just getting in the car, going somewhere, you're just looking out the window, like, wow, what
I've
is?
seen that mailbox. Well, even
where
to
are we
this day,
going?
I'll pass a house and I'll be like, "Dang, I've passed that house 3,000 times and I've never noticed that mailbox. That's a
Wow.
cool mailbox." But it's just kind of like seeing things. Maybe I put it wrong. Maybe I didn't define it the best way. But just kind of keeping your mind open about things.
Yes.
Once you learn what you think it is, don't be so closed off to learn about what it could be,
Right.
or what other way it could go, or
Right.
how it could look.
You are a genius.
Don't
My
be,
God.
the Zens are the geniuses.
You're right. Right.
the Zen
They
Buddhist.
have developed.
Have you ever read it? Have you ever
self-mastery.
read a lot of that?
No, I'm very ill-read person. I have, sadly.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's okay. There's probably a lot of podcasts, and sure there's a TED Talk or two that talk about Zen Buddhism.
Oh yeah.
Because
yeah.
it's that's one of the ways that I usually try to calm my stress now is to poorly meditate. That's how I always say it.
Sad attempt to
Because
meditate.
I'm sure I'm doing it wrong, but
right.
as long as I'm just sitting there relaxing and not focusing on too much,
Right.
I've found that
Now,
It's okay.
that's where I might see video games as a medicine, you know.
See, that's ironic. I was going to bring up video games in the opposite light because I can remember as a kid being, oh, I can't wait to play this game.
Oh, yeah.
And the older and older I got playing video games, it seems like the more and more angry or upset I got with them.
Oh, yeah.
Like my entire self-worth depended on whether or not I beat this level of Grand Theft Auto.
Right.
So,
yeah. I get that. But because I grew up with them and loved them, always loved them.
Me too.
Fun. But, yeah, maybe.
Well, no, it's just, it shows the duality of life. Like, you see it one way.
Yeah.
I can see it a complete opposite way, and it works in two different ways for us. That's relaxing and peaceful to you.
Right. It's when I'm, almost in a state of yoga, I'm in the game. But I don't like being detached from reality like that. I don't want to be sucked into virtual reality. I don't like VR goggles. I mean, I'll play it at a friend's house and have fun.
Yeah,
but
that scares me.
Yeah, no.
It really scares me.
No.
Like, that's
We're
almost...
literally putting the blinders on.
It's almost living way too, like, almost absolutely vicariously through something else and not... I could see the ability to get lost in that very easily.
Right.
Especially if they're able to add in sensations.
Yeah.
And, like,
make it so real in any way you want it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just put it on.
No, never putting that on.
No, I draw near to reality.
You do.
Nature and reality, the real world, not a virtual world. But yeah, it can bring me in a state of yoga and peace, relaxation.
What kind of games?
Yeah,
what kind of games?
I like the stealth games and superhero games are
Okay.
two of my favorite. Yeah, just because that's what we had at home or whatever, and I just really enjoyed it.
So, have you ever played Minecraft?
Yes. I
Okay.
love that too.
Do you love it? See, I do too.
Creative, yeah.
That was, creative. The survival mode, I couldn't do it. It kind of was like, this is too much time.
Yeah.
So, but there was a point in time where I was going through, without going into too much detail, I was going through a really, really hard time, right? And I was fighting some things that needed to be fought. Mm-hmm. And, whenever I would get an urge, I would sit down and I would play Minecraft for hours until that urge went away. And it was just like,
well, that helped.
Minecraft helped me. But like if I were to sit down and play Madden or something, I would just be
you
like,
get Madden.
This guy, you used to have too much time on your hands. Why are you so good at this game? So you know what I mean? So I end up getting mad at stuff like that. But I could understand the stealth. Yeah. That sounds not relaxing, but peaceful, because you kind of got to be
my time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Getting there.
Slow down.
Right.
And kind of enacting that parasympathetic system of the autonomous nervous
system. I'm
kind
glad
of slowing everything down. And
yeah, man, that's a wonderful thing to do that. The parasympathetic system. Should learn more about that. But yeah, to me, it just, what is that? It's like it's activated when you slow down or something, right? Or
so I mean, the parasympathetic, you have the parasympathetic and the sympathetic. So the parasympathetic is going to be what is cueing your electrical and not so much chemical, but more so electrical, and maybe here and there some chemical responses.
Yeah. And
that's where the rest of your body is going to start to follow suit.
Okay.
So the parasympathetic is to bring you down. Like it's more so for things like sleep and digestion and stuff. It's going to be more so on that.
Okay.
I'm going to lower your heart rate. I'm going to lower your blood pressure. I'm going to, constrict your pupils. I'm going to bring you back in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or loosen you up a little bit.
Yeah.
Whereas the sympathetic is going to kind of tighten you up, and it's going to be like, all right, well, I see a need to increase the heartbeat, so I'm going to do that, or, stuff like that.
Okay. So. Okay, I start to understand that now. Yeah. And,
which those the brain's even just like the heart. It's just as crazy.
Yeah. No, next episode. Brain.
Good luck.
Saying that, why don't you just be my guest every episode because you're perfect.
Good luck with the brain, because it was like
it's mind-boggling.
Right. Well, I mean, you think about it, and the brain named itself.
Oh, what? How?
What do you mean? The brain named itself.
How's that?
Well, someone was holding a brain, and somebody else's brain told them to call this little thing the brain. So the brain came up with its own name.
Right.
And then therefore on to the rest of the organs. The brain named everything. It named everything around us.
Right. Unless it started in the heart.
It could have. Who knows? I mean, it goes back.
The heart has its brain, and it was the first thing to develop. But
No, I mean that when you were talking about that, I understand now why there's so much philosophy between the body, mind, and soul. Right. Is because it is really hard to tell what came first and where things come from.
Right. That's what we all wonder.
The chicken or the egg.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? So it's like
we wonder where we came from, right?
Yeah.
Like science is looking back.
So the heartbeat does start beating first. So
right, and it could.
But your brain tells you that it's in charge, right? You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's like which one?
Definitely don't. Yeah, I don't want to put one over.
They're working in concert, like they're working together.
Right.
It's not, but they do fight sometimes.
Right. My mind's telling me no, but
Exactly.
my body. Wait, that's body, not heart. My body's telling me yeah.
Either way.
Yeah.
I'm sure R. Kelly was thinking with his heart when he wrote that song.
Right. Some thought coming from that. His heart was pumping.
Yeah.
Yeah, the brain named itself, huh? I never thought that. And I wonder if...
Or it received some kind of transmission.
Yeah.
To
now
call
I
itself
wonder
that.
What's the source of the transmission? That's what I wonder.
The source. Nature. Like you were saying. It's the source. That's what I've always seen the brain as. It's just an antenna.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of just catching vibrations, and your ideas aren't really your ideas. They're just kind of being caught.
I like that.
I've always kind of thought that about like... Because a lot of geniuses, people that come up with really good ideas, or Einstein, Da Vinci, those people,
Dalton.
they don't really they don't call themselves geniuses.
Right.
Yeah, they're just kind of like
they're Zen monk. They're Buddhist monk.
Yeah,
that's a genius if you ask me.
So I don't know. I've just kind of seen it as an antenna, just kind of, and other people have the ability that for whatever reason they have a bigger antenna. And they might be able to catch these ideas that are zipping by that, other people aren't going to catch on to.
Right. Yeah. It's something to do with that. Yeah. Awareness and intention. You're aware that this is an antenna. Let me extend the antenna and
let me catch this.
Try to catch a message. Yeah. And I think it happens when we meditate, when we become calm, quiet.
Yeah.
Parasympathetic nervous, our dreams,
Kind of cut out the static.
Right.
You're fine tuning.
I love it.
Tune into the station. But just a quick note on the monks. This was crazy. I read this book one time. It's called The Wisdom of Psychopaths. Right? And it says like what psychopathy can tell us about ourselves.
Yeah.
Right. And some of the people that score the highest on a psychopathy test are monks.
Really?
Yep.
That's crazy and interesting. And like, what does it mean to be a psychopath? It's like, it's not that you want to kill people. Obviously the first thing that comes to mind is Psycho, the movie Psycho, and murder.
Yeah, we've tainted the word. I mean, I'm not saying that being a psychopath is a necessarily totally positive thing, but it's like businessmen, psychopaths, because they're very willing to take risks.
Oh, okay.
And in the hopes that there's a reward.
Okay.
Right? So doctors, a lot of military, like especially special forces, score pretty high on psychopathy tests. Just because they are so goal oriented that they don't see anything other than the goal.
Right.
and they are willing to take a risk for some kind of huge payoff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I wonder what's going on in the monk's mind, their body, heart, that
They got a God complex. They think they're God.
could be. See, there it
Yeah,
is.
I
Full
don't-
circle me. Oh no.
I don't know. I don't
I like to
know.
think of
It
myself as
didn't
a
really.
monk.
That's the only issue I had with that book, is that it didn't break the monk down too much. It didn't break that statement about the monk down too much. It didn't really,
Okay.
but it did include other religious leaders as well. And I don't know if that has maybe something to do with a sense of power over a congregation, or,
Right.
a direct connection with God.
Right. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, people who claim to, be clairvoyants or whatever, communicate with God or
The palm readers.
deceased. Yeah.
You ever wanted to go get your tarot cards read, or like see if they could predict your future or anything like that?
I guess not really, but I'd be open to it. I have a decent amount of friends who are into tarot card, and
I feel like it would just be scary. Like, I don't feel like I would want to know what they have to offer.
yeah, like I'm not usually interested in the future. I just like to live in the present. Or I've grown to that, because I'm not anxious, and I'm not depressed in the past. I'm not anxious about the future.
I will say about you, I do strive to be your level of mindful.
Uh-huh.
You just seem very present in the now, not
you.
worried about the future, not, being too concerned or held back by the past. And
Right.
that is a very impressive thing.
Well, thank you, sir. And
Yeah.
I feel it from you. I feel like I'm looking in a mirror.
No way. I worry. As
Oh,
we
really?
talked about earlier, yeah, I worry. I tend to worry, and that's something that, as I stated, I've been working on more. I worry about a lot,
Yeah.
actually. And so, yeah. But it is progressively becoming better.
Right. I'm glad. And you're an honest man. You'll just you'll speak the truth right away.
Even if I get myself in trouble, yeah, I'm usually going to tell the truth, just because, like we were talking about, people can tell when you're being genuine. And if you're being genuine, they're going to respect you more. They're going to like you more. They're going to feel closer to you.
Right.
You're just going to be...
That's the kind of people I want in my life. Genuine, honest, respectful people. Yes.
Exactly. It's hard to find them. They're not hard, but...
Look no further.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no. And, yeah, okay, I'm getting anxious about the future, excited about what we could do.
Yeah.
But wait, okay, now let's go back to the past for a minute.
That's fine.
So, yeah, where'd we leave off? School bus. That's the extent that I remember.
School bus.
Our relationship, we shared a bus seat together for a short time. Do you remember that?
We did?
Yeah. See, it's funny.
Okay, so,
I mean, I don't know how long it was, or if it was just for a few days.
So
weeks,
my
and then
family...
we jumped to a different seat.
I won't even
or
say
what?
my family, but my mom moved us around a lot.
Oh, okay.
Like, we moved a lot.
So
Who was your bus driver? You remember the bus number? We can do it that way.
yeah, no. I'm trying. I had a couple different bus numbers. 10
Did
at
you-
one point.
Did you primarily live in about the same location growing up as you got older?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I've rode a few different buses. I was in Northampton at one point.
Northampton.
I was out on Terre Haute Road.
Ah, There we
Okay.
go. Because I lived on
Mrs. Massey.
Mrs. Massey, bus 24.
Okay.
I
24.
lived off of Knollwood.
Okay.
I lived on St. James Court.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was out off, like, kind of down by Snyder Domer, and you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So
Did
who else rode the bus? I'm trying
did
to
you?
think.
Yeah.
Max? You remember Max?
No.
No. Okay. He was in my sister's grade, so he was even a couple years younger than me.
Okay. I wonder what that was. Let's see.
Battery dying?
Take a look. Yeah. Sounded like maybe something like that.
Yeah, I would say that's what it was.
Yeah.
No, I did not remember riding the bus, though.
Oh, okay. Huh.
I didn't. I remembered us having a class together with Mr. Harness.
Okay. Yeah. See, it's funny how you remember that, and I don't really. But and then I
Yeah.
remember the bus. But yeah, Johnny Mosley.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Who?
Johnny Mosley, little monkey.
No, I don't remember that.
You had a tiny stuffed toy monkey, and you're like, his name is Johnny Mosley.
I had his tiny stuffed toy monkey?
Yes.
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's the memory I have. It was
Johnny Mosley.
funny. There was no context, and I don't think you ever said why or anything. I just laughed it off. I was like, that's funny.
Dude, I have a weird side to me a little bit where it's a little bit random every now and then.
That's good. That's funny.
I don't remember that. That's crazy.
Yeah. I remember little dude. Yep. It's cool. Maybe I wanted him. I was like, oh.
It's crazy because I did have when I finally was able to drive, I super glued a little toy monkey to my dashboard.
Really?
Yeah, it was I think it was a Speak No Evil monkey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just as a reminder not to talk mess about anybody or be rude or inconsiderate for no reason.
Yeah. Oh, man, no.
Now, if you push me, I'm going to stand my ground. Obviously, I'm not going to just be a pushover all the time.
That's good.
I'm not going to be rude for no reason.
Right.
Or speak evil of someone for no reason.
Right. Very good, yep. I agree. And, yeah, it's... I hope that fewer people do anything like that, like talk behind people's backs. Like, I hope it's just not a thing. I don't even want to think of it as a real thing.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you've worked in a factory or whatever. I work at Honda right now, and man, it's like working in a high school. It's like most days I just go in there. I have one or two people that I interact with, and I just know that everybody else is kind of going to say one thing to me at my face and then say another thing to someone else, which is fine. I'm not... I think it was Cat Williams said, you got to have haters. Right. Yeah. But I mean, I just don't interact with it.
There you go.
I don't let them bring my vibrational frequency down. I'm not going to let them suck away my energy by reacting to what they're doing.
Right.
They'll just be them.
Right.
Just let people be.
Right. That's good.
It's better for the heart.
Yeah.
It's less stress.
Yep. I agree.
Just let people go about their business.
Yeah. Well, man, I feel like I could go on forever, and I want to, and I don't know what time's looking like. The camera stopped.
Yeah.
I would like to continue, so maybe
what time is it?
For the next episode. I don't know. I'm gonna guess.
Take a guess.
Maybe. Yeah, I do like to play the guessing game with the time.
You can time it
How
out.
close? Okay. I'm gonna say, just feeling it out. How much time has passed based on the minute, an hour? Probably like 8:39.
8:39. I was going to say about 8:40. 8:42.
Nice.
Yeah, so we were both pretty close.
Our timing.
Yep, timing.
On point.
No, I've always been weird about that. You can feel it. You can feel everything.
Yeah.
We kind of got off topic a lot.
Yeah.
The heart was maybe.
Well, then that's how I imagined it and hoped it would get. It's like just
a little bit here and there.
Unfolds
Yeah.
and amazing because you're very well rounded and very open minded, very smart. As far as I'm concerned, I see.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, intelligence as somebody who's aware of themselves and the energies and
try to be, like we were talking about, Renaissance man. Well rounded.
Yeah.
Not too many.
Like this sphere.
Yeah. Yeah. You see, yours is way more well rounded.
Oh.
Do you actually model things with the clay, or do you kind of just use it as a stress ball?
No, I just got it when I was thinking of, sitting here, twiddling my thumbs and stuff.
Okay.
Things to play with or squeeze.
Okay.
This came with some of the cameras.
Yeah, just as a...
Yeah, but this could be... It could be something, I try to model something,
Well, you did model a wonderful sphere.
Thanks. Yeah, that's my one from last time, too.
Oh, it's a little more dried up.
Yeah, yeah, dried up. That was another test. I didn't know how much it would dry up. I thought maybe it'd stay a little more malleable, but
Pretty hard?
Just add water. Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, yeah, there is something about having a little something occupying my hands or something, to
No, I
help
get it.
the thoughts
That's
flow
what
or something.
people judged the people when they first started, with the, what are those called? The fidget spinners?
Oh, yeah.
People judge them. It's just like, it's more than likely an ADHD thing.
Right.
Like, they're just trying to find some way to stimulate themselves so they can stay in what they're on.
It could be, yeah. It could have some degree of that, and a lot of people do, and talk about it a lot, talk about it at work. Guys at work talk about it, and but there may be different kinds, those who are like excited energy ADHD or calm ADHD. I don't know. I guess there's both, but
yeah, I don't know. I probably could, yeah.
could
I
be
feel-
the calm
yeah.
ADHD or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because, just like you said, you have what you said were crazy thoughts, right? That
Right.
seem to be all over the place or
yeah,
very sporadic. you
Yeah,
know?
I
that
didn't
could
even-
very well be a sign of ADHD.
right. Yeah.
Or like if you're trying to concentrate on A, and then all of a sudden you're on like E. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
on E. No.